in Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders got the start. Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett hurt. First quarter wasn't great. This is 3rd and 9, using his feet, and he's going to run for 10 yards. That's the first down. Keeps the drive moving. Later in the drive, it's 3rd and 12. Sanders, Jamari Thrash. But it's short of a first down, so it's 4th down now for the Browns. They go for it on 4th and 1, empty set, trying to evade, and you know what? He's just got to throw this thing away. So a tough start for Shedeur and the Browns. But the second quarter, he found his rhythm, and it was a primetime performance. 2nd and goal. How about finding Caden Davis for 6? And that was an NFL throw. We're tied up at 7 at this point. Later in the second quarter, 2nd and 12 for the Browns. And watch this throw. He evades. Look at the touch. And Luke Floria with the one-handed catch. Great throw. Even better catch by Floria. Later in the drive, Sanders again sidesteps the rush, and that's another touchdown. And you know what? Even LeBron likes it. He's like, yo, that young king looking good out there. Keep it up. Sanders 14 of 23 for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hey, the Browns win 30-10. Here is Shedeur on his performance.
Can Shedeur Sanders play football in the NFL? Well, let's find out together. No more opinions. Let's talk to the tape. It's 3rd and 9. They're going to come with the 5-man pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-man pressure. They're going to play man across the board. Hey, if defense is playing man-to-man, they're turning their back. Shedeur Sanders, he identifies the defense is in man-to-man coverage, so nobody is watching him. He also identifies the defense does not have contain. He escapes out the pocket. On 3rd and 9, he picks up the first down. He slides down to safety. Check for Shedeur Sanders. Let's keep it rolling. All right, here's what I love. You see condensed splits by the Cleveland Browns. Both the receivers are inside the numbers, so they're probably going to want to work outside. Shedeur, you got to identify, are they in man on defense or are they in zone? Last second, this cornerback, he backpedals, and you can quickly, pretty fairly tell, okay, they're inside of a pattern match zone. Shedeur, he's going right here with the football, but here is what you have to understand. If this defensive back has eyes on Shedeur and he drops off too quickly, this can be a pick. This can be going the other way. So Shedeur, he gets the ball out of his hands, but the accuracy of this football between not one but 2 defenders and a fully outstretched defender, pinpoint perfect. The accuracy of that ball, pinpoint perfect. Can Shedeur Sanders play football in the NFL again? We find it out together. Fans are excited. And there it is. Bang. We've been waiting on the moment. We got to get a watch on the wrist instead of a wristband. Bang. We've been waiting on the moment. Let's keep it rolling. But in all honesty, this play is what Shedeur Sanders should have gotten in the first round. You're going to see his touch. You're going to see his ability to keep his eyes downfield, even when there's a rush. You got 5 receivers wide. That makes the defense show their hand. Okay, I can tell. They're just in a 4-man rush, probably playing cover 4 behind it. It's going to be basic. Shedeur Sanders, don't pressure. Don't get frazzled. Eyes downfield. Here's what I love. Eyes, whole time, downfield. Keep watching it. Even defenders in his face. Eyes downfield. Watch as he starts to scramble. Eyes downfield. The whole time, eyes downfield. Watch him direct that quick subtle point with his left hand, and then now defender rushing to him, but watch it. Bang. I mean, that ball though, take another look at it. 5 receivers wide. You know it's a 4-man rush. Defense, they have to show their hand. Just watch Shedeur. Eyes downfield the whole time. Just watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. Boom. And watch that ball. Throw it where only your receiver can catch it. Can Shedeur play football in the NFL? Well, we kind of found out. Sure looks like it. Ready, break.
Last evening was. Everybody's talking about it right now. Let's talk about it too. Shedeur Sanders. I told you that 144th seal fell upon him in the draft. And the only thing that could have made last night better, because I thought it was perfect, better was if your boy catches that first slant route and Shedeur ends up with 144 yards. He had 138. That slant would have given him another 6 yards. It would have been 144. And I'm sitting here, from watching Shedeur, and of course, I'm pulling for Shedeur, that's axiomatic, self-evident. But, so when I'm watching the guy run the slant route, I'm the receiver. And I'm getting mad, because let me give you guys a little understanding. I grew up in a time where there were quarterbacks up under the center. So the quarterback says set hut, takes the ball, snaps, drops 3 steps back, you run three steps, and then you slant. So you learn a natural timing up process with the slant. I know, snap, 1, 2, 3. I gotta get ready. He's ready to throw the ball. Boom, I come off the break. Young men today, growing up, and all playing all even the 7-on-7s, and it's all doing great stuff. They don't have a center. So you understand what I'm saying? A lot of times they are in shotgun. And so the kid has to learn to time up, the timing, without understanding the steps. So set hut, ball is in the air. He has to learn timing. What I mean by that, if that receiver comes in too fast, like he did last night, that first slant route, he comes in too fast. Shedeur is still in his drop and not ready to throw, and then he comes in too fast. You got to get that throw out quickly. That ball went a little high, but the receiver, he touches the ball, but he drops it because he's come so far inside that the linebacker's right there. I try to teach kids, or young receivers, I should say, they call them kids, they're grown men. I try to teach receivers to understand the timing. That's why I always say it's great to know how to get open. It's even better to know when to be open. So now, if I'm running that slant route outside, I'm going to take more time because I want him to get the ball, get his steps, and I want to keep the cornerback out here until the last second when he's ready to release the ball. Then I'm breaking in. You see, now I'm going to catch the ball much wider, which gets me away from worrying about getting hit by a linebacker because I didn't take that one step and go flying in there. I went up the field, held him, and then came up, and boom! It's simple math. To me, it was always simple math because I can control that. I don't have to go so far in towards the linebacker. I can control the cornerback out here. That's next step stuff. Those young receivers did not do that, and they don't understand that. But outside of that little bobble, because he could have gotten that first down if you catch the ball the first time. That receiver caught it the first time. But all of that, I'm so happy with his performance because I saw what I needed to see. And I think a lot of people saw what they needed to see. And a lot of people need to fess up and be real about what they saw. They saw what they had seen in college at Colorado and what they had seen in Jackson. You saw exactly the same thing. A man that understands how to play in pressure situations. And that was a pressure situation. He's throwing, it's almost like Cleveland said, damn, we gotta play you. We don't have anybody else. I told you God set that up because the seal of 144. And then he went in there and played like that. So let's just see what happens now. Now. Come on. I'm just gonna wait. Let's just see what happens. Let's wait to hear what everybody starts saying Monday. Now, very few people will stand up and speak up and say, I was absolutely wrong. Very few people are going to say it. But I tried to tell you, everything you wanted to see, he outran the defensive line and got around the corner because people said he couldn't run. Can't run like his dad. Let me give you a secret. Can't no damn body run like his dad. Not him, not nobody. And let me tell you how I know. I know. So stop with all of that now. The man did a great job eluding rush, standing in the pocket. Remember, he holds on to the ball too long. Remember that old stuff coming out? And I said, well, we can switch that and just say he stares down the barrel and make the play. And he made that play. He stood down the barrel and made a play. Had pressure all around him. Never took his eyes from up the field and always looked to make plays. Damn now.